Hi, and welcome to my show. I'm Susan Smith, and this is where I give conservative views on local and national issues. I do have a website, and you can communicate with me through there, as well as look at any videos, articles, or other items that we discuss on my show. You can find that at thesusansmithshow.wordpress.com. All right, we've got a busy day today. First of all, let me talk about how I operate. Even though I disagree with other individuals' viewpoints on some issues, that's okay with me. It's okay that we do not agree 100% on every issue. Now, what I'd like to think is the difference between me and some others is that I'm okay with that, and I don't hate an individual because, let's say, I'm conservative, they're liberal, and their viewpoint's different from mine. I don't hate them. And in fact, because we do have opposite viewpoints, I do like to hear what they have to say on it. So I've just noticed that, especially during campaigning and recent events that we'll kind of talk a little bit here, that people tend to hate the individual just because their viewpoint is different. And what I'm saying is that that's nonsense. So I may have an issue with somebody who says something on one of their shows, but it doesn't mean I dislike that person. And it doesn't mean that I will stop watching them, because I value their overall opinion. So there's a couple of things we might disagree on, but some other things I totally agree with them on. So I just kind of want to throw that out there. And when I refer to so many things that are going wrong with our government in this country, I'm not just referring to President Barack Hussein Obama. I'm talking about years past of other presidents, Congresses. I believe that they have all let us down. They have all led up to what is happening in our country today. The only difference is President Barack Hussein Obama is the one who has fast-tracked the socializing of our country. But he's had help getting it set up prior to that. Okay. So I want anyone to think that I'm just picking on President Barack Hussein Obama. I'm not. It has nothing to do with his skin color, although he is half white, you know. But you won't hear it from listening to some of you out there. And I think it's just insulting to even suggest that people disagree with President Barack Hussein Obama because his skin color is black. That's just an insult to people. I don't know where you're coming up with that nonsense at, but go ahead. I think all major political parties have problems, and I've never seen more underhanded, more deception, more wrongdoing than from the Democratic Party. However, I believe the infiltration of the Republican Party by what I call the Ron Paul people, and again, not all of them, because I do have some friends who are Ron Paul supporters who can speak and have a conversation with me without being condescending or demeaning or acting like I'm just a total ignoramus because I'm not getting their wavelength. But anyway, they're also known as the Libertarian Party. And I think that infiltration, because they could not get enough people to support their own Libertarian Party, they've infiltrated the Republican Party. And not just in Nebraska, they did it in Iowa and other states across the country. And I think they're going to level that playing field of underhandedness that will rival the Democrats. I'm going to get into that a little bit more in just a little bit and explain why I'm even bringing that up. Here's an update on the homosexual protection ordinance petition drive by the Omaha Liberty Project to place the ordinance to a vote by the people. An email I received from Patrick Bonnet, Executive Director of the Omaha Liberty Project, provides this update. He says, "We have missed the deadline for our petition to appear on the ballot for the May 2013 City of Omaha general election. We will continue to gather signatures. Once our goals are met, we will strategically plan when to turn them in and then appear on the ballot for the next election." To obtain or turn in petitions, excuse me, I don't know about anybody else, but there's something out there in the air, and so I'm having a little bit of trouble there. To obtain or turn in petitions, please call Patrick at 402-212-7199. He is a notary and can come to you to pick up or drop off petitions. And let him know if you would like to schedule a presentation at your church. Legislative bills that they are tracking is LB 380, LB 385, and LB 619. And that is for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender related issues. So those are the bills they're tracking up at the unicameral in Lincoln. There's also a bill tracker available at the Nebraska.gov website. So you can put up to, I think, 20 bill numbers that you are tracking. And then when action is taken on it up at the unicameral, they'll send you an email letting you know what took place so you can go in and check on it. Okay, next item is the CTI Channel 22 situation here. Truthfully, I'm not sure what's going to happen after February 28th. I don't know that the people who have the current TV shows now on Channel 22 will be guaranteed a spot. I don't know if it is even going to be at the same time, the same day. We're really kind of being left out in the dark here. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But Miss Cheryl Weston, who has her talk show on Monday nights at 7 on this channel, held a rally yesterday. And it was the Citizens for Public Access. And as you know, as you've probably been following this, Cox Cable is wanting to take one of the other channels, public access channels, and load it up on Channel 22 and combine them. And that's fine, but what they've done is they put this commission in place to oversee that. And they, instead of just leaving the studio here at CTI, they put out bids, and they put out bids for request of for qualifications. And when you look at Miss Weston's handout that she had yesterday, and I believe that she has it available up on their website or anything, or contact me and I'll see you get a copy of it. They ended up going with Jim Nelson with Media Services as the production company, and they're going to take over the Omar building, which used to be a bakery there on about 43rd, 46th and Nicholas off of Saddle Creek, and renovate that into a studio and some other items. Now here's what's going to happen. That cost to renovate that building is going to come out somehow. We are going to be taxed for it. So our taxes will go up in order to pay, there it is on the screen now, our taxes are going to go up in order to pay for that renovation. This is an absolute waste of taxpayer money. It's unnecessary. We have a perfectly good location right here, ran by competent engineer, and who, by the way, CTI 22, if you look at that bottom line, they have everything plus what the commission was asking for as far as services and cost. All the others are two, 3 times that. So you need to, here's a phone number for you, to get in touch with Cheryl Weston or Willie Hamilton directly about this, because Cheryl's like the guru on this. She's definitely the go-to person. She's got all the info, can answer any questions you have. You can contact Willie Hamilton at 402-707-3115. And what we need to have people do is call. Now, also on this handout on the back page, you will see the list of phone numbers and email addresses for city council members, the mayor, the CTAC, that commission, the board members, and then down here, the conciliation specialist for the U.S. Department of Justice. We need to have as many citizens make phone calls and send emails. Be very polite, but make your point. We do not want to have your taxpayers, your tax dollars wasted on this effort when they can easily continue with CTI Channel 22. And that's really the bottom line to it, but check that out. Okay, let's go on to what's next. Okay, the city council race. Let's talk about that for a minute. Virgil Patlan is running for city council for South Omaha. His opponent is Gary Gernant, the current city council member for that district. Now, I have a real problem with Virgil Patlan because he's been making the rounds. Well, number one, in case you didn't know this, Allen Hager is his campaign manager. And Allen Hager is very active with the Republican Party. But now Virgil Patlan is registered as an independent. But he's been showing up at all the Republican events, talking and schmoozing and sounding really good, avoiding every subject except for the fact that he's an independent, and number two, that he is pro-amnesty. He doesn't want that getting out there to the conservatives. So I have real problems with the DCRP allowing him to do that, the Republican Party. I posted a comment on his Facebook page, and I was very polite. I said, Mr. Patlan, please tell me your position on illegal immigration or being pro-amnesty. They deleted my question off of his Facebook page. Now, let me tell you something. When a candidate won't answer a question or they delete it, they're trying to hide it. Why would you want to elect someone who is starting out of the gate hiding critical information from you or wanting to avoid it? Or when someone asks the questions whether they live in that district or not, by gosh, I have the right. He sits on that Omaha City Council board. I have every right to ask him any question I want. Now, I didn't have to ask that, but I put it out there so that others would know where he stood on the issue. Back in 2007, the SWIFT raids took place by ICE, Immigration Services, in about 5 different states. One of them was here in Grand Island. The chief of police in Grand Island refused to assist ICE with those raids. Virgil Patlan, who was a police officer at the time, part of the Latino Peace Officers Association, came out and applauded that chief of police for refusing to assist ICE in the arrest of illegal aliens at that Swift Company plant. Now, what he also did was he got a bunch of people together down 24th and N Street and took up funds, donations, for the families of these illegal aliens who were arrested. Now, on the other corner from him was me and my group, Nebraskans Advisory Group, because we were raising funds for Don Rice, who is an American citizen, who was killed by 2 illegal aliens either drag racing on the street or they were running from a drug deal gone bad. There were two conflicting stories in the media about that. I'm not sure which it turned out to be. And then they went on the run because they had some stupid citizen broad who was dating one of them, and so she hid him out from the police.